Greetings, dear ones. I'm Kryon of Magnetic Service. And once again, my partner steps aside. We described it before, a process that honors the human being. A process which requires that the human being remain where he is and shares the experience so he will feel it and know it. But he removes himself from the three-dimensional portal of the pineal. For in the moments that this takes place, it is not a gland. It is a meta-dimensional, multi-dimensional, beyond-dimensional portal. And it allows that which is the creative source inside you to expand. It is channeling. It is available. Always has been. In this new energy, however, it is available for the new information, the new thought, in new processes which are coming your way. Before we begin the message, and anything that is going to be taught in any combination, I just want to take a moment. What is your perception of what's going on here? Is it possible that there is an intelligent source in your universe, in your galaxy, that has helped put together what you see here? Is it possible that there is a plan that is benevolent to the human being because the human being is part of that creative source? Is it possible that you're never alone? And we've said those words for many years. Is it possible that the family is a little different than you think? Maybe it's even larger than you think. Is it possible that the message I'm about to give you is accurate, true, and real from a source that we claim to be not from this body of this human being? It took him a long time to understand that there was no trick here. It took him a long time because the box he came out of said there would be. That the box said there are consequences for what you're doing. That God doesn't talk to humans this way. That it could be a trick. And that the darkness of the planet wishes to invade your soul. And he learned quickly that every single time he opened this gland and the pineal, and he learned quickly that every single time he opened this gland and the pineal became the portal for the higher self, he got the love of God. That's all he got, and it's pure. The purest thing he has ever experienced. It is always the same. It has never tainted itself. It has never biased itself. It has never told a human to do something out of integrity. It is always congratulatory. More than benevolent, it's family. Never changing. 23 years. That's the way it should be, dear ones. And if you need some kind of proof that this is real, maybe, just maybe, you would open that part of your heart that you have the ability to open and say, I would like to feel something. I would like perhaps some validation within my cells that this is correct. And you would begin then to feel the chills that you can only get when you know the truth is being revealed. And the truth is, I know you. I know your lives. I know what you're going through. Oh, soul, you are known to me. We have done so much together. You've not seen my face or my name. I'm with you all the time. And when I say I mean the entourage, which is in that, which you would count them to be trillions, knowing who you are. standing with you in the hardest times you have, through the tears, through the sorrow, and celebrating in those moments where you choose to toast victory. And sometimes the victory is health, and sometimes the victory is solutions over problems you had for a lifetime. We know you are. You're never alone. There is a system that my partner has taught about for years. It's a system we have mentioned in countless channels. But we've never really dedicated a channel to this system in the way we're doing today. That includes the new energy of today, because this is a system most of you don't even know how to use. Some of you use it all the time. You just don't know what you're doing. It's not intuitive. It's going to be the truth about synchronicity. And we'll subtitle it The Demise of the Bell-Shaped Curve. When something happens to you that is good, your friends around you will say, what a lucky person you are. What are the chances that this would have happened to you? When you go into a difficult situation, and perhaps it's even something that is common to humanity and in your culture like surgery, and you will come out with such marvelous results, and they'll say, well, this is beyond our expectations, and what lucky person you are. And then you do it over and over. Or you go someplace and you meet just the right person who knows somebody else who just has the right information, and you end up with exactly what you wanted. What are the chances, they'll say, of this taking place? What a lucky person you are. Because humans do not see the structure of synchronicity. They see a structure of planning, forward-looking. And that is the only way you can achieve things. And in that puzzle, they even will mention positive thought. But that still is planning in a linear fashion so that you will arrive at a goal. And no matter what kind of process you have studied that will get you from A to B, there's got to be a goal. And in some of those, you will take the goal and you'll paste it upon the refrigerator so you'll see it every day. And this is a linear human being. What if I told you there is a process that is not linear, that has no goal at all? Not one in linearity, but one in conceptualism. A conceptual goal that says, dear God, put me in the right place. I don't know where it is. Dear God, when you do it, make it comfortable for me. Let me see the sense of it. Make it easy. And bring me the right situations to take me there. How about that? And if you told that to someone off the street, they would say, you must be New Age. For it is not logical. For you sit in a place where you're expecting God to do everything. No, you're not. And that is the subject of today. No, you're not. You are simply changing the box of belief to include something that is not in 3D, but that some of you have been using for a very long time. You're just not aware of it. So today's lecture, that's what we're calling it. My partner liked that. Is about the power of synchronicity, the truth about it. What it is, where it comes from, who's involved in it, and what you can do to promote it. The human being creates it in their belief, and that is how it starts. Now this comes from my partner who loves to talk about the parking angel. Because this is the example he uses, so we'll do the same thing. Many light workers love to use that which they conceive as a special angel which has powers with cars. And that special angel will sit above the car, raise himself up, and see in a giant parking lot who is pulling out and where it's taking place. And you will assign your power to the parking angel, and you will find where somebody is pulling out, and it works. Now, this is not forward planning, is it? It is a different concept. It's a concept that you could place yourself, or an angel which becomes your eyes, far above the parking lot to see the parameters of the entire lot and what is going on with everyone at the same time. And if that were possible, then you, in 3D, could direct your automobile to the right aisle in the right place to find that space at the right time, especially if you're in a line with others, to arrive when somebody is pulling out. And it works. Over and over it works. It works because this is the definition of synchronicity. Not planning ahead, but a concept that you assign and believe in that requires an overview of a situation that you cannot have in 3D. Synchronicity. Now, I cannot close this parking angel attribute without giving you the rest of the story that my partner demands I give you. There is no such thing as the parking angel. It's you assigning your power to a mythological creature with a P on its chest. And humans are very good at this. They don't believe they can do it, but they believe angelic powers can do it. Therefore, they assign their power away. It's you doing it, dear one. It's you doing it. You just don't believe it. So here we are with the example. It's the same one we've given over and over, my partner has given, that I've encouraged him to give because it is the one that so many of you understand. Now let us put that in a larger capacity. The scale of life and living. Here you find yourself in a situation where you wish to move forward into an area you don't know about. All you want to do is park. And when you park, that is a metaphor for putting the vehicle of the human being in a place that is appropriate for your life, wherever that would be. It gets you there so you can move on with what you came for. That is the metaphor. Humans have an idea where that would be. It's normal for you to build goals. I want to write a book. I want to create a healing center. I have this. I want to have that. It is absolutely normal. The first question I have to ask you is, are you okay if it is not what you think? Is it okay if it's better? Is it okay if it matches the Akash you came for? And the talents you have that perhaps you're not even aware of? Here's how it works. This is the how in 3D. You come to a meeting like this and you meet somebody for the first time. You didn't come with them. You meet them in a place in the back or in the bathroom. And you get to talking and you find out you have common interests. And then anything can happen. They have information you need. Or you have something they need. And you leave with a connection you didn't expect. And the connection leads to something else. For they know people that you don't know. Vice versa. You would call them, meet with them, if you wish. And here comes something that you didn't expect. You find yourself working in an area you didn't expect to work in, that fulfills a lot of the things that you wanted. Sometimes you come with no expectations at all and you meet a partner of life. This happens over and over because you decided to come to where family is. Over and over, human beings have resigned themselves to being alone because nobody believes what they do. And they'll come to a meeting of like minds and find somebody that does. Life's changes, romance, synchronicity. They didn't plan it. You see the difference? The human who steps out of the door on a way to this meeting, what do? I'm getting ahead of myself. What do? It's going to be a good meeting. Let's give it energy. Let's show up. Let's have a good time. Let's leave. Or, dear Spirit, if I'm supposed to meet somebody, then let me have the wherewithal to at least look for it. Do you see the difference here? One is planning. One is expecting concepts that you cannot define. Concepts you cannot define, which would guide your life into a place you didn't expect. I am sitting in a room with old souls, and at least a quarter of you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're here because of it. Somebody showed you something that turned you around. It made you look, didn't it? It didn't give you a doctrine, did it? It made you look. Can you put a price on that? It made you look into a place that said, am I divinely built? Could my biology have something bigger in it? Something called innate, which is intelligent and knows who I am and works with me when I ask it to. A consciousness within a consciousness. It would hook me up with synchronicity. Way beyond average, way beyond the bell-shaped curve. So I just gave you this scenario that can happen over and over in meetings like this, in small gatherings, in large gatherings. I'll get to what was required in a minute. Now let us talk about how it works. And these are things that we have discussed seldom. And never in a package like this. And we've got to talk first about the majesty of the human being. It wasn't that long ago we gave you a channeling called the 9 energies of the human being. It's what I want my partner to begin teaching. It's esoteric, it's complex, it's time. And there are conceptual parts of the attributes that must be taught that go beyond what a human being is used to hearing, even in these meetings. And here is one of them. If it's true, dear one, that you are a part of the creative source, do you then logically understand that your soul, if you wish to call it that, is enormous and only a piece of it is inside your biology? If all of it were there, you'd vanish. You'd turn into light itself, more than the power of the masters of humans. You'd have that which Elijah and Elisha saw together and experienced. Vaporization of cellular structure because the power of God cannot live in a human being at full strength. Do you understand? And if you understand this, you will understand that you are only having a piece of what is you, that is the Creator, in your body. And so here is what begs another question. Where is the rest of it? It's with me. It's on the other side of the veil as part of the creative source. It never left. Now here is what is difficult in your box. You carry around a corporeal identity which is singular. We have said this before, and you're really not. You are part of a group which is God. A piece of you separates out and becomes corporeal. That's one body with one face and one what you would call life. This is how you see things. Now let me tell you, the truth is you are a multidimensional being, and part of you is on the other side of the veil, which you call God. Get used to it. It is not separated out. There's not a soul somewhere with your face on it on the other side of the veil, tapping its toe, waiting for the rest of it to come home. There are humans who believe this, because all they can do is project their linearity onto the majesty of God. We've talked about that. So get used to the fact that there is a quantum God and a linear human being, and you cannot put them together easily. You're part of the soup, which is God. And that part looks down upon you and is always available. Always available. Just like the parking angel. It sees everything. Imagine a piece of you. Let's put it in your 3D. It's a spy in the sky. It looks at everything all the time. It knows who you are, everything about you, because it's part of you. It broadcasts information to you which you receive through intuitive thought. Are you here? Are you understanding? It gets you to get up and go places if you're listening. And here is what you need to know. Every single human being on the planet has it. Because every single human being is a part of the whole. You understand that? What happens, however, if there's a broadcast and 90% of the people don't have a radio? They don't get it. The broadcast is still there with their name on it. They don't have a radio because they don't believe it. Then here comes you. Some of you got your radio a long time ago, and some of you are just getting it now. You're believing it exists. The radio is the pineal gland that opens up into a multidimensional portal and tunes right in to that which is you. And that is hard for a human being to understand. And it guides you left and right. It knows who you are. It's benevolent. It's part of God. It's part of me. It's hard to explain. It's why it feels so good, dear ones. You ever wonder why it felt so good? It's you. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. If you're part of the creative source and you are quantum and multidimensional, it means that God has your face on it. It will never lead you into a place for other reasons other than benevolent and beautiful. And that's the system. Now let's come back to where were you when you decided to come to this meeting, and what was it about? Some of you are sitting here today and you didn't know about the meeting until the last minute. I want to tell you, you're tuned in. Your radio's working. Because the intuitiveness spoke to you enough for you to look someplace, do something, go somewhere, and find out this was happening. Now I'm going to ask a magic question. Don't feel too bad, but who haven't you met in the room? And that is a big one. You can't meet everyone, can you? Now we're getting into the process of synchronicity. And the process is guided through intuitive thought, through what you call the innate intelligence of the body to be in the right place at the right time and talk to the right people. And you can't plan ahead for that, can you? You have got to be tuned to it. And some of you have. You've discovered things today here that will make a change in your life. You met others. It's what it's about. So when the human being says to you, you must be New Age, you just believe these things are going to happen. No, you don't believe that at all. You're going to work for it. You're going to fine-tune intuitive thought, listen to it as much as you can, that puts you in the right place at the right time. Dispelling the notion that a New Age person just sits at home doing nothing, waiting for God to speak to them. That is not the way it works. You stand up and you move around. You may go places that don't have anything for you at all. You just had to learn to use the intuition. Was it right? Was it not right? What does it feel like when it's right? What does it feel like when it's not right? Put that together. Pretty soon, like any other muscle in the body, it starts to work better for you. Innate works with you to fine-tune it. Then you can look around the room and say, yes, no, 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 yes, yes, yes. And know who you're supposed to talk to, perhaps who you're supposed to meet. Understand the family is one. But there are those within the family that have got something for you. They'll vibrate different because they do. You'll see it in their eyes. That is intuition at its best. But wait till you see it returned. When you look at somebody and they look back, and you can say, hello, old friend, it's good to see you. And you might hug for a moment or shake hands, depending upon the culture, and know that you've just met a best friend again. And they may have something, may not. It just may be for a moment, so you could intermingle in a quantum way and acknowledge the fact that you are old souls, and that's good enough. The hardest thing for humans is what I'm going to say next. The process is different than you think. We have established first, it's not linear. That it is a conceptual attribute that you cannot plan on, and the timing is not known, and you cannot post a goal on your refrigerator. So it requires the human being in faith with no clock. That's number one. We've established that the information comes from that which is a lot of you on the other side of the veil, because you cannot hold all the mastery that you have in the corporeal body. And you are part of the creative source and always will be. Part of you is on my side of the veil. It's the part that talks to you intuitively, that says go left, go right, stand up, sit down, go over there and meet that person. And the next one, it's hard. How do we describe it? Got 7 billion souls on the planet. And they all have the same attribute as you do. All of them. And they're all on the other side of the veil as well as being here. All of them. And they're all talking at the same time and broadcasting things. But they broadcast them, these things they're broadcasting with the mind of God, because they're on my side of the veil. Are you understanding this? So if they have a corporeal self which is completely and totally unaware and has no radio, it doesn't make any difference. They're still broadcasting what's going on from the eye in the sky. And that means you can listen to them as well. They're tuned to your frequency. They'll tell you where not to go. They'll tell you things that intuitively will help guide you and help you. Now that, you don't understand. Again, in singularity, you're hooked up to one soul, you, right? On my side of the veil, right? No. You're hooked to all of them. And they're all benevolent at the same time. And so therefore, even the soul parts and pieces of complete non-believers are still broadcasting information that will help humanity and you and the ones who are not listening. And you're getting guidance from all. A hard concept. So it's not just for you to be here and there. It's also for you to stay away from here or know what's developing over there. Intuition starts to grow. And you become really, really lucky to other human beings. Wow, people say, look at that tragedy they escaped. Why did you leave the building before it fell down? And they will say, I don't know. Someone said to go, and they did. And it happens over and over and over and over. Is it possible that the human soul is connected in such a way that it talks to everybody at the same time, and the ones with the radios are picking it up, and they are old souls? What are you supposed to do with this information? Well, we've already covered a little of it. Understand the process and believe it. That's first. Do not get disappointed that the planning is not working. You can't have both, dear ones. You can't have plans in the corner just in case the synchronicity doesn't show. Because you'll avoid the synchronicity if you do it. Do you see that? Second one. Understand that synchronicity may take you to a place you didn't plan on. Is it okay? And the old soul will sit in the chair and will say, yes, it's okay, anything. Really? Really? Because humans like it their way. You get pushed and pulled to uncomfortable situations and places. Can you honor where you are and say, it is well with me. This is where I know I'm supposed to be here because this is where synchronicity placed me. And you can feel the love of God surge through your brain and your heart and all the cells of your body when you say that. Thank you, God, you say, for putting me in the right place at the right time. Let me tell you something. Your goal will never be accomplished. Is that okay? You'll always be in motion. Always. There'll always be the ladder to climb in knowledge, in awareness, in energy. New things coming your way, always. To the moment where you take your last breath, you will never have arrived. And you don't like that either, do you? You want to come to a place and say, I made it. This is where I belong and I don't have to work much anymore. Old souls always are working. You have to just throw that away. It's got to be good enough. So that's why you're here. Synchronicity can put you in places that are beautiful. It can save your life. It will save your life. It voids all the karmic attributes that have pushed and pulled you forever. It changes the way people think about you because you change. It changes the way you think about others because you're put into places to see who you are. It rearranges that which you believe because you start to have reinforcement of action that is working. And you can stand tall and tell somebody you have no idea where you're going and you're proud of it. And you're healthier than they are. And you're happier than they are. And you love people they won't. You see what I'm saying? This is a change. It's a change in everything that the human being has been taught in 3D. And it's not let go and let God. It is a partnership that's a new arrangement that's conceptual and demands work on your part. Demands it. You've got to change how your brain works. And move into this place where before you leave someplace, you're going to look at it differently than you looked at this one. And you're going to say, if, then, that, I will, help me with it. Expect synchronicity. And if it doesn't come, it wasn't supposed to. Humans are funny. Look at the phrases that everyone in your culture uses. Well, I guess it was supposed to happen. They have no idea. Or the universe had a message for me. They have no idea. That's exactly right. Exactly right. But I've just given you the mechanics of it. It's beautiful. It's for you. Information is being broadcast all the time. Even from the non-believing souls, because they're on my side of the veil and they know this is for you as well. It helps you go from A to B, more than that. It helps you to run into processes and principles and people that have things that are going to marry to your Akash. This is what's new. There's going to be a beginning of a marriage, not just to help humans navigate humanity, but to navigate that which is coming. Setups for the next time around. And what do we tell you? The last time we spoke, Akashic inheritance. What you learn this time carries into the next. So the setups you have this time will carry into the next. You'll remember them, and you'll keep going. Today's synchronicity is tomorrow's future. It is that important that you start to learn how to use it and to carry it, how to expect it, how to believe in it, and change the way things work for you. It's part of this new teaching that we're saying. It goes beyond the bell-shaped curve, which says that in this room there's averages and that there are those who are better and worse at certain kinds of things. No. You can control it. All you have to do is nudge it a little. And it's called synchronicity. And it's not sequestered to you, old soul. any single human being who wishes to get the radio. And the radio is the acknowledgement of the higher self and the fact that God is inside, a willingness to listen in a way they never have before, to a source which is loving and beautiful and will never change. And so it is. Hi everybody, thanks for watching this. I wanted to tell you this is a little time sensitive. Greetings, dear ones. I'm Kryon of Magnetic Service. I want to give you some information today about something that all of you have and that's beginning to change. Through all of the years of the information, of the channeling, of talking about what is coming and how it will affect you, what you can do, the good news of it all, it continues. We have discussed with you that which is your innate. And there are some in the room or listening who can't really identify what the word really means. What is innate? I think it stemmed from the idea that innately you ought to be able to do certain things, but you can't. So innate has been the name given for your smart body. So the idea is that there is you, and then there is the you within you, which is smarter than you are. It's called innate, and you access it through many processes through the years. One, which is most popular, is kinesiology, called muscle testing. There are others which literally interview the innate. Now the innate, the smart body, we have told you is connected to things within you and outside you that are grand. It is not a brain function at all, and yet the brain must be involved, as it always is. But it involves the pineal, it involves the heart, the triad. The innate is in contact more than you are with your higher self and your Akashic record. That's what makes the innate so smart. You might say it's the instinct that humans don't have that animals do. That is innate. The things that innate is responsible for is grand and great, and the list would surprise you. And that is why there is so much involved today with those and processes to get in touch with innate. The thought that inside you is a smart body that knows that which you don't. Imagine having to ask your body, what are you allergic to? Shouldn't you know that? So you muscle test to find out. That is how far removed you are at this point, human being, from being able to discuss back and forth with the innate. And if you could, what would be the language that you would have from you to the smart body? Let us say you could open a door to it. What would be the language? What would it feel like? I will tell you, dear ones, it is called intuition. Let me paint a picture for you. The child is sitting there and is about to touch the stove. Isn't it interesting that the child even wants to touch the stove? The child is on the precipice of a cliff and is about to walk off until it's grabbed by the adult. An animal would never do that. An animal would know about heights and gravity, and it comes with the territory of life with an animal. An animal would not touch a hot stove, even if it didn't know it was a stove. It senses the heat, it tells them to stay away, but not the human baby. It comes in completely clueless of some of the things that innate would give it if it was in touch with it. So the child touches the stove, there's a small burn on the finger. And inside the child's brain, there is activity that is forever. Synapse, neurons, complex growth that occurs that will etch into the child's brain, don't touch a stove. And it's going to be there all its life. That's profound if you think about it. One action of burning your finger will last forever in your lifetime. Then the child passes on, comes back, and wants to touch the stove. There is a disconnect, dear ones, in the human being of what is called instinct in the animal world. You are not receiving the things that you learned in the past life. This is one of the arguments that science would use for the non-existence of past lives. If you had a past life, you should know better, they would say. What they're not understanding at this point is that in the old energy, the human being is not fully functional. We've told you this before, you're operating at approximately 35%. It's starting to grow, but on a scale of 1 to 100, you're only a third of the way there. When it comes to wisdom and balance, intelligence, intellect, there are intellectuals who will argue, and they will say, we can think of anything. I am telling you, no, you can't. You don't know what you don't know. An intellectual will hit the ceiling with what it can think about until this planet starts to grow up. The consciousness is starting to shift and change, and one of the things you're going to look forward to, dear ones, we have talked about before, Akashic remembrance. But more than that, let's talk about how innate is going to be inherited through your Akash. I'm talking about two segments now. One is new children being born on the planet, and the other is what old souls can do on the planet right now if they get out of their box of belief that says they can't. Akashic inheritance, we've used the words before, Akashic remembrance, but you should know the one thing that starts to happen with children, with you, all of you listening, as you start to evolve on this planet as you are, you're going to receive more intuition. In other words, that language to the innate is going to increase. The smart body is going to start releasing information. The child will not touch the stove. The child will not go near the edge of the cliff. This is important because you're going to start seeing it and you're going to wonder how they knew. I want to take you on a journey. It is the human being today represented, as we often have metaphorically, by a house. You live in this house, human being, and it's beautiful. You make it what you wish. Lovely artwork is on the walls. It's elegant. It's soft. It's where you may have an altar. It may be where you meditate. It's you. It's beautiful. It's where you sleep and where you eat. But at the center of this house, that's always been hidden from you, the core is a room. And in that room is the real human being, the smart one, the innate. And what you do is to live all around the innate. And in that center room, you might say, well, there's got to be some doors into the center of that area. There are. And you start using them. But they don't open outward. You can't pull them towards you. They have to be opened by the smart body within. And a few of them aren't doors at all. They're little holes in the wall. One of them is called kinesiology. You can find certain things out by poking a stick through the hole. And if the stick moves a certain way, you know certain things. All of that intelligence, balance, wisdom of the ages is in that room, and you're poking it with a stick. I want to tell you something. There are big doors to that room that will open, and I want to give you the labels of the doors, because the label of the door will tell you exactly why they're not opening. Let's go to the door called worry. You intellectualize things. You get a shell of worry going in the human body. Your innate will never give you intuition because it blocks it. Worry blocks intuition. Worry blocks intuition. Go to another door. It's called anxiety. It's a relative of worry. Anxiety blocks intuition. Go to another door. Fear. Fear blocks intuition. Do you want to know why the animals can be born on the field and up and running with the herd in hours? Do you want to know why? They don't have those things. They don't intellectualize. They don't have worry and anxiety. The fear they have is only related to survival. In other words, if an animal had any kind of smart innate, and it does for itself, it's there when it's born, and yours is missing. Because you're so smart. You learn quickly what to worry about, what to be guilty about, and all of the blockades that keep that beautiful, inside, smart body, innate, captured and trapped. Think about this. The innate is connected to the higher self, to the pineal. It knows so much. It has all of your akash. It has all of the wisdom. It's you. It's the core you. It's there. Every single human has it. And you got to poke it with a stick. I want to present the solutions to opening the doors that will let innate get back to you through intuition. Increasing your intuition tenfold so you start understanding what intuition is telling you, where you can expect it, stand by, breathe while it talks to you. Understand it's a power and not a fleeting experience that you wondered what you heard. I want you to take out your eraser and erase the words on the doors. And I want you to smile while you erase worry and anxiety and fear. And suddenly the doors have no labels at all, and you will feel them suddenly start to be opened from the inside. The innate is realizing there's no more blockade. And you will start to be at peace. It is the peaceful human being that has the greatest intuition of all. It is the human who understands who they are, so they don't have to worry, that they understand there is the Creator inside, whatever that means to you. You're part of the system. You belong here. You're not an accident. They start to understand that and feel at peace with it, even smiling with it. And here it comes, the intuition you've been asking for. Turn right, turn left, do this, do that. This is bad for you, this is good for you. This is interrupting you. Change your attitude, change your food, change your path. change your family. That is the intuition that you have prayed for, that every human being wants to hear, the smart body that is connected to all that is. You came in with it. Did you ever wonder why humans don't have the instinctual power that animals do? I just gave you the answer. Too much intellect. Too many things to figure out, to worry about, to analyze. The example, we might have given it 50 times so far. When you leave the room, you'll go to your car. You'll enter the car, start the engine, and you'll drive away. But let me tell you, if this was an example of what you do with your own body, you'd get in your car, and you'd have to read the manual how the engine worked before you stepped on the gas. You want to intellectualize every single motion of the pistons involved. You want to know the pressure ratios and the fluid mechanics of the transmission. And that's what you do with your own lives. You intellectualize yourselves to the degree that innate is trapped. Innate is your best friend. Innate wants to be part of this new age. Dear ones, children are going to be born with greater intuitive power. And that is why they are going to upset the apple cart in the systems, even more than they are now. For that intuition will create wiser decisions than when they were here last. But the old soul, you can do it while you're here. How many of you will drop the box of belief that says you can't? You have to hang on to this, you have to analyze this, you have to know about this. Instead of relaxing, taking a deep breath, and letting those doors fly open. That's what's coming. There'll be different success rates. Some of you will feel it and understand that it works, and then it won't. Because you keep shutting the doors. There's something new to worry about. In other words, this is something you're going to learn. It's a process of peace. Dear ones, this is magnificent information for an evolving human race. Magnificent to know that the next time around you won't have to work so hard, the intuition will be there. But also while you're here, it's available. These are solutions for you. You deserve them. It's time. No accident that you're here, and it's going to solve some of the problems you came in with. And that is the message of the day. Let the innate start to be that which you trust more than anything else. That which is connected to your heart, to your pineal, to your brain, in a balanced way that knows the one soul, you. Go from this place differently than you came, in love. And so it is. Hi everybody, thanks for watching this. I wanted to tell you this is a little time sensitive. Greetings dear ones, I'm Kryon, a magnetic service. It's a really profound message, is it not? That you just heard. And I want to enhance it even further, but I want it to be this group. There are so many who would ask the process of channeling, it's who's really talking? If you could suspend just for a moment in this room all of the ideas of what you believe is happening now, all the ideas that you've been told by those around you, by your parents, by the authorities, by the teachers, If you could suspend all of that into a soup of unknown, and just for a moment, be without any knowledge that you've been given, and be ready instead to accept that which is spiritual common sense, and that which intuitively you feel, instead of that which you've been told you should. If you could do that for a moment, I tell you what would happen. You wouldn't ask who's talking. There would be a sudden alliance. You could know the words before I speak them. You'd know that inside each one of you there is a glowing, metaphysical, metaphorical ball of energy called your soul. Without bounds, it is. Without a place, really, it is. And yet it resides in you. Your soul also resides out of you, and we have said that before. It's enormous. It's got your name on it. Remember, I don't want you to remember. I don't want you to remember anything you've been told. Right now, the playing field is blank with no energy at all. What do you feel is the possibility that you were born on purpose, and that residing in you in some mysterious way is the beauty of the Creator of everything. And what happens in this is a oneness that goes way beyond the room or you or the land you live in. It's a oneness with the air you breathe, which is also from the Creator. And if you could suspend all of the things for just a moment that you've been told, this is the way it works, this is what to expect, here's what's next. If you suspend that, I would like to tell you something. You can start building a truth that goes beyond anything anyone has ever told you. And you can call it, your name goes here, truth. Because it's the truth of you. And you start asking questions, and if you want to metaphysically, metaphorically muscle test them, do it. Am I here on purpose? Yes. Does the Creator of the universe know me? Yes. Is it possible that when I die as a human being, that beautiful part of me goes back to the creative source? Yes. Therefore, say it, it makes you eternal. It makes you not a human. The human is simply the vessel that is being used right now. It's in the mirror every day. But the real you is magnificent and is loved by God. God is the name you made up. Human being, you made it up. If you don't like the name, make up something else so that you like it. The eternal light, the great central sun, Spirit, the Creator of all things. Give it a name. It's you. And what this actually will do, if you can simply suspend all of the chatter of who you're supposed to be, what this does is enable you and empower you to solve the things you came in with. Now we get personal. I know who's here. I know who's here because the God in you and the God in me are the same. You're entangled with everyone here. And without even knowing that which is the problem you walked in with, I can say it's solvable. More than solvable. When you start changing the chemistry of your belief, your body responds. We're going to talk more about that tonight. In fact, I'm going to give you the title of tonight's message. My partner, don't be shocked, because he has no idea. And the title is, Who Do You Think You Are? Now, my partner will worry about it all day. And that's his issue. Dear ones, what I'm telling you, you really don't know. You really don't. You think you do. Yes, I've been told I have a piece of God inside. Thank you. What's for lunch? The profundity of what you have from the Creator inside you is lost on most. And when you start understanding that the fire of creation, of life itself, resides in you, you realize that all things that would straighten out your life are there already in the field. It's a matter of selecting them with a human consciousness that starts to be tuned to this truth. There are those who say, well, I have an alliance to a prophet that I'm very fond of. And I ask you this, does the prophet feature love? And you say, yes, the prophet features love. And I said, then stay with it. Because that is the key. The prophet will eventually tell you that you're God. The prophet will eventually tell you that you're sons of God. There's nothing wrong with the following of those who give messages as long as they are the truth of love. But you're not compelled, dear ones, to go in any direction except one. Sit there without a bias and accept what is coming in love. How many of you are brave enough to say, I have no idea what I'm going to do about this or that or this or that? But I have peace in my heart for the first time because I know what's coming. Solution, healing, peace. There are those in this room who cannot stop the chatter. I know who's here. And that chatter is something you will say, well, I was born with it, or it's always been there, or I worry about this and I worry about that. Are you listening, my partner? And the chatter is you, dear ones. There are those that, how can I stop the chatter? And the answer is by stopping the chatter. There's a button in your brain labeled chatter, and you push it all the time. And it's strange and odd and humorous as it sounds. This is the bias that you've been taught. Taught these things by your parents, by society, by those you trust. This is a shift of everything. It's a shift of you. It's a shift of paradigms. In this planet right now, there are so many awakening to the idea that you don't have to have a certain way. What has happened even in the last 2 or 3 months regarding leaders on the planet who have had a shift, of others who've had a shift? You start to see it on your news, dear ones. Not to repeat necessarily the channel we've given before, but the news will tell you, well, it can't be true, it's temporary, or there's something else, because of the chatter. And the chatter that says that nothing can be good, it'll always return to something poor. And expect drama. That's the chatter. Will someday start to reduce. When human beings tune in and expect good things and not bad. When the very word drama means something else. Let me ask you something. When 33 miners came out of the ground in 2010, was there drama? And the answer was yes. And it was all over their faces, and they cried. And they hugged one another, and they said, this is impossible. This never could have happened. And the relatives were on their knees. That's a drama, dear ones, that's different than before. It's a drama of rejoicing, of human emotions in a state of euphoria, because good things happen. Can you imagine yourself in a state of euphoria with tears running down your cheeks because good things have happened to you? And if you can, that's the first step. That's the first step. Knowing that you're here on purpose, that you deserve good things, and that there's a way out of the darkness. This is the message that Kryon has always given in so many different ways. But for you and for this group and for today, it's practical, it's pertinent, it's real. And now I say what I always say. The message is winding down, so you don't have to suspend your belief anymore. You can go right back and put all the chatter back. Everything that everybody told you you should or should not do can come right back if you want it. It's your free choice. Wouldn't it be nice to be your own person to the degree that people don't see you as obstinate or stubborn, they see you as loving. You're your own person in integrity and love. You know what you want. And it has results. And I will tell you, the people who may criticize you today because of what you say in this way will be on your doorstep later asking you how you did it. That's the truth. You have an avenue to peace and solution, lack of drama and health. That avenue points right back to the source of all that is, which lives in you. And so it is. Greetings, dear ones. I am Kryon of Magnetic Service. And I am in the place you would call Tucson. I say this for the listener, for the reader, for I see their ears and their eyes in a quantum state with me now. And that's what I want to speak to you about. That is the quantumness of God. That is the puzzle of logic. For what has happened in the city just recently would remain unexplainable to most. Humans want answers. And there are so many answers from so many places that don't satisfy. And this may be one of them. The reasoning escapes all of you because there are no reasons for such a thing. It is not pre-planned. There is no predestination. There was no certainty that on that day of the 8th of January that these things would take place. There are instead potentials. And so if you had the mind of God, you would have a layer of what we would call quantum logic, which is far larger than anything that you can conceive of. It's nothing that any earthling will ever be able to understand, for it is the mind of God. Yet humans carry in them the seeds of God. And humans carry in them that which is the creator energy. And so sometimes, just sometimes, we can make explanations that may not fit the logic puzzle of your reality, but you still understand at some level the appropriateness of all things. And yet you don't have the mind of God. There is a part missing from what you understand and what you know. It even goes beyond your intuition of what you could possibly see. Your reality as we see it in a quantum state is a series of potentials that are all together happening all at once. The lines that connect them is free choice. And so therefore, even as we speak, we know of the potentials that may occur that are both in your mind positive and negative, in what you would call a future time. And to us it is not, it is simply a soup of potentials. And so sometimes when we see a human being with free will and free choice, which is going to do something which you would call a tragedy, and an imbalance take lives, it is a potential on that which is what you might call the screen of what could happen. There's no guarantee. And yet the layers of logic, of spirit, use the synchronicity of what might happen in order to push and pull things around, so that if it does, there would be offsetting things that would be positive and good for the planet. And this is the puzzle before you, because it looks like God is involved. And therefore you would say, well then God is involved in the tragedy. Why could this happen? Why would God let this happen? And we get this constantly, on your knees in sorrow and tears. If you're really God, you would not have let this happen. And the puzzle before you that is outside of your logic is this, that the potentials are known and there is no predestination. We are in a quantum state where time does not proceed like it does for you. Even the date was unknown of when the human would decide to pick that gun up and go to that place for whatever reasons and accomplish that potential. Free choice. And so it is that which you would call the creative energy or God works with humanity and free choice. It is the test of the planet. It always has been. It is the crux of the energy that is developed here. But you don't know how it works. And so you come to judgment outside of the purview of all of the knowledge that you need to make a decision like that. I'll give you an example. The classic one that is given in logic classes even in your schools. To show you what you're missing. To show you sometimes how you think. There was a championship frog. It's a parable. And the championship frog was taught to jump, where the owner of the frog yelled, "Jump." Cause and effect was established. The frog jumped every single time. The question was put, what would happen if you removed the legs of the frog? And so they did. The master yelled, "Jump," and the frog did nothing. He just sat there. No legs. Therefore, all of the scientific journals of the day wrote up the experiment, and it said it proved conclusively that removing the legs of a frog makes him deaf. do that if you didn't know how a frog jumps, wouldn't you? And you'd accept that, and it would be fine, and you'd move on. And as silly as it is to you, it exemplifies you don't know what you don't know. And therefore, your logic is not the logic of God. You don't have the mind of God. You don't have the love of God. But you're learning. Now, I sit in a place of advanced souls, and the things I may tell you now, you already know. You've already dealt with this tragedy. You're already working on it. You already understand part of the puzzle before you, and you're way ahead of me. But there are those listening and reading who need to hear this so that they can put themselves where you are and take that which would seem to be sorrowful and abhorrent and turn it into a compassionate energy that will help this planet in positive ways that you cannot imagine. There's an energy going on this planet right now that is different than any before. Things are starting to happen here. And if you've been alert and astute and taking notes, you'd have noticed that events such as this, whether they are positive or negative, seem to wind up on an international stage where everybody can see it. And it's for a reason. There are reasons for things, and this is one of them. So that you could see the effect of compassion. We have told you the new energy that is being imbued into this planet by the crystalline grid of the ancients, by those living now, by the decisions of the harmonic convergence, by the 2012 alignment, all saying the same thing. Take a look at yourselves. And do not accept these things, whether they are good or bad, negative or positive, as simply things that always are. Look at the things you like and look at the things you don't like. And decide what you're going to do about them. Your action may be sitting in meditation and sending energy to the planet, sending energy even to the one who sits in jail, who is also loved by God. You had something happen in October, and you'll remember it for a very long time. The 33 miners came out of the ground, and for a few hours the entire earth celebrated 33 lives. And here is an example, dear human being, of something you've never seen before. The earth can generate compassion without death. Good news. Compassionate news. Reunited families. Beauty. And the 33, over and over, 33 letters in the message, 33 hours to get them out, 33 men. And they ask, what does the 33 men, what mean? What could it possibly mean? And we told you again and again, the numerological aspects of 33 is the compassion of the Christ. And it's been before you, so you could look at it. It's not a mistake. It is a lesson. And the lesson is this: you can get just as much attention and create just as much compassion with something that is beautiful than that is tragic. And this is new for the planet. There are several axioms to remind you of that are new, and the number one is that these things will be spotlighted from now on. They haven't been. In the past, this actually could have remained local, and it wasn't. I'll show you that in a moment. I'll give you some things to think about, the synchronicity of it all. Here's another axiom. compassion from a light worker has at least 10 times the energy of helping the planet from the compassion of one who is not an old soul and has never awakened to the Creator inside. Therefore, if you're going to have a compassionate action on the planet, let it happen where there are a lot of light workers, you see. Now, Spirit did not create this tragedy, but because Spirit knew of the potentials of it, there were certain kinds of things synchronistically that worked its way. You don't know how a frog jumps. It's going to sound like Spirit planned it, and we did not. Let me tell you about the rules. Before we even speak of the event, let me speak of the rules of God. God loves all unconditionally. Rule number 1. Number 2, God does not punish humanity. This city did nothing wrong. The people that were involved did nothing wrong. And yet human beings want to go to their knees in guilt and say, what is it that would have created such a thing in our backyard to our people, to the child, to the legislator, and to the 6 who are not here anymore? What would we say to that? What did we do wrong? And why us? And that is always the question, is it not? And you wring your hands and ask for answers. Because we knew of the potentials of a human being with free choice doing what he did, it was not that difficult for us to work with it. We could not stop the human being, and we never will. Any more than we could have stopped those that boarded the airplanes and flew them into buildings, where 3,000 people died, horrible deaths, crushed. And it wounded the very heart of the nation. And they cried out, you could have stopped them. Oh, the humanity, they say, you could have stopped them. And this is what you should know. The rules are this. Human being free choice will always trump the actions of God. But because we knew it might happen, synchronistically, we had those ready with cameras. Synchronistically, everybody caught it. Synchronistically, the entire nation could have the compassion which went right into the crystalline grid, which will never be the same. And the 3,000 knew it. And so did the 6. Standing on the other side of the veil years ago in your time, to us today, we saw the potential. We see the potentials of what those unborn will do. They are only potentials, but they are in the soup of our reality, our quantumness. You don't know how the frog jumps, so you cannot fathom what this must look like. It's not predestination. It is predisposition. You are predisposed to follow perhaps a karmic path, or that which has you come to the earth with the parents that you have, with an unbalance that might occur with the actions that then may result. And we knew it before he was ever born. And that means that we knew at a level you cannot fathom the ones who went there that day to receive the bullet. They knew too. Not consciously. And I spoke to them before they came in. Here's the potential. See it? You're a piece of God right now, about to become a human being and give away the power and all of the knowledge that you have, and yet go down there once again and serve this planet, almost blind to the dimensions that you know, working in 3D, running into the walls of a misunderstanding. And look at the potential. You might not last long. I spoke to the 9-year-old. may only have 9 years, maybe a little more. And you know what she said to me? If it'll help the planet, that's what I'll do. And you wonder why we wash your feet. It's not up to God to stop these things, but we can do everything that is within the purview of what we are allowed around human free choice to make the best of it. And so let us speak of the event. Why Tucson? I want to make a statement so that you'll understand this. For one of the questions is, when can we really truly start the healing of Tucson? When can we say we've turned the page and now we're healing, we've mourned enough, and now we're ready to get into another way where we can heal these lands and these hearts and all that? When will it start? I'll tell you, and you're not going to understand. It started before he was born. It started on January 8th, that the earth would have compassion for what happens here on an international stage, to the point that it would help peace on earth come quicker. And you wonder what the six... I'll tell you, they're on the other side right now looking back at you. And they're saying to you, we did our part, make it worth it. Make it worth it. We stepped right into it. Why Tucson? Why here? Oh, dear ones, listen to the synchronicity of this and understand. This is a healing place. It's a clean place. The indigenous made it that way. It's a precious place. The ancestors knew of the potentials here. And the purity of the land itself, pristine, could accept this tragedy, and it could go into it in a precious way without blocking anything. In less than a week, you gather in an international way to honor what? The beauty of gems. It's an artist colony. It's where beautiful things take place. It's the home of authors who have books of love. That's why Tucson. Because it is taken place in the cauldron of wisdom, and the ancestors are here to validate and verify what I am saying. You, as you sit there, dear human being in this room, are part of the ancestor energy. Some of you are your own ancestors as you sit here. You know of what I speak. There is wisdom in these words. If it was going to happen anywhere, let it be here. For this is the energy of wisdom, and it will be able to generate a compassion that no other place would understand but this one. For those who deal in art and music and beauty and sound and light are wise old souls, and there's a lot of them here. Let me give you something to think about. And I'll just get right to the elephant under the table. Was it political? Doesn't matter. You cannot assign judgment or blame, and spirit will not. But here is an interesting fact. Because of the target that he chose, and that which is political, in the tragedy, in the attributes of it, it brought the president here. And then it was international, wasn't it? And then it became the compassion of the planet for just a moment, and not the compassion of Tucson or even of the United States. Do you see what that did? We couldn't control the shooter. Nor would we ever. Free choice. But the synchronicity around it compassionate event that would help the planet. You don't know what makes the frog jump, and some of you are still getting confused. I'm going to take you back to 1999 to show you how unusual this is. 1999. Two young men walked into a school in Colorado, loaded with weapons, and they proceeded to shoot their classmates. And a lot more than 6 were killed. Can you imagine being a parent that day? You send your child to school, you expect them to come home. And the grief was great, and the compassion was great, and the tragedy was there to see, and there was no presidential visit. Are you starting to see this? 2006. A very unbalanced man walked into a precious place, an Amish schoolhouse, and killed the children. There could be no greater dichotomy than this. The Amish are already sacred, compassionate, gentle, harmonious people. And in walked that which was pure evil to them. And the whole community reeled with sorrow. And the president did not visit. Now, here's what I'm telling you. It took center stage, and for one reason, so that what a human being did here in free choice will actually create compassion for the planet, and an energy will be created far, far, far greater than any tragedy that you might assign to it. And that is the logic of God. You don't know how a frog jumps. And all that phrase means is that there is so much here hiding. The 6 who left you, who you will mourn, the son of Patricia who left you, who you will mourn, will all be back. And as they return and as they grow up, they are growing up in an energy that they helped create because of the compassion that was felt at their departure. That is the logic of God. And it's about peace on earth. It's about that which you are creating, which is changing the paradigm of your reality. And compassion is the key. And so, human being, what are you going to do with that? Last week, I gave you a message about the potentials of 2011. And there were those in the room who attended. And I'm going to repeat something I said there, for you need to hear it, and it has to do with politics. It would seem intuitive to every single human being in the room that in order to accomplish what you do as Americans in Congress, you must have at least 2 parties. For that is the way it has always been. The red and the blue. What if I told you that there will come a time when there will be no parties? And you will say, well, that's impossible. It's impossible, Kryon, because you're not human. You don't know how funding works, you see. It's got to be a party that creates the power to raise money for the ones who cannot, and it's spread around, and this is the way we work. And if you didn't have parties, you'd have no funding. Nobody could advertise. No one could get elected. Oh, really? Are you aware right now? You have a president who was elected on the internet. He figured it out. When everybody can talk to everyone, You have plenty of funding. A few dollars here, a few dollars there. You talk to millions at the same time, they talk to millions at the same time. It's a new paradigm of communication. The young people know all about it, and you can't stop it. It is a worldwide communication. Doesn't matter how many laws you pass. Doesn't matter what you decide, who is in charge. You can't stop it. It's out of the bag. This is how the communities are going to be communicating. This is how the politicians are going to be communicating to you, literally coming into your home in a holographic form, perhaps, and explaining their position one by one, without a party. And you will elect them to your Congress without a party, and they will sit in the chairs without a division, and there will be no such thing as the aisle. And that human being is called unity, and there is a paradigm that you cannot even imagine, and it's in the works. And then you'll have a Congress that works together and gets things done. Compassion and unity are the new key words of the planet. Tucson is part of it. I want to congratulate those in the room who already knew all of this and have been working these puzzles since January 8th, who have been healing the land, sending compassion to those left, trying to explain it to those who needed to have it explained. There is love here. There are reasons here. There is appropriateness here. You're all working the same puzzle. There'll come a day when you'll understand it all. When I see you on the other side of the veil, briefly before you come back, you'll know how the frog jumps. And we'll look at each other and smile, and you'll go, send me back. I've got work to do. Did you know that's why I'm here? To explain these things as best I can. I give these things to you in pure love. Pure love. And no conditions here. Whether you believe me or not, whether you believe this is real or not, whether you agree with me or not, I see God in you. And that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. And so it is.
Giving yourself just a moment to come to the center of your being with your breath. Take another lovely deep breath into your belly. And then just let your body soften. Feel what it's like to just relax your shoulders, the area around your heart and your chest, your hips and legs and arms. Just with each breath, let that relax a little more, soften a little more, so that your receptivity is heightened, so that you feel the energy as well as hear the message. There have been healings in the energy of these channels. There have been transformations in the energy of these channels. It can happen and does happen all the time to anyone. And you can allow that for yourself in this moment. Take another breath into that idea. Just open up to the possibility. Maybe even say a little, yeah, that could be me. And as you soften your breathing, find that beautiful halo around your heart, knowing that this is the place of home in your body, the place where the light shines out from and into, and you can walk forward with that light around you, as these beautiful messages from those who love you so dearly begin to unfold. So it is good day to you, huh? We are so grateful that you are here, your light is shining bright, your vibrational frequency is raised. When you walk out of that room, you won't even touch the ground. You just float by and all the hotel staff will say, what is up with them? I want some of what they've got. You see, that is the key, is to maintain that vibrational frequency. No matter where you are, no matter how you are, those of you that are joining the sisterhood tonight, you will learn a song about your own sacredness. We want to remind you, you are sacred. You are holding sacred space for yourself. And of course, when you hold it for yourself, you're holding it for everyone else around you. But in that sacred space, it's like we have many times people ask us, well, what are my guides and what are their names and where are they and do they come from Texas or do they come from somewhere else, They may come from Texas. Yeah, they're bigger there, right? But you see, your guides are within you. Yes? Your guides are all around you. Your guides are here in your heart. Your guides are in your little toe. Your guides are all in your soul star chakra and your earth chakra and everyone in between. They never leave you because you are sacred. So understand, and we want you to feel this in the cells of your body, that sacredness cannot be removed. It can only be there. You can feel that you can separate. You can believe that you can separate yourself from that sacredness. But ultimately you cannot. It just may go dormant for a time until you are ready to acknowledge it again. For you see, you are where you are for a specific reason, a specific cause, a specific purpose, a specific place. Now we have to clarify that. We had several people at one of our groups that said, well, where is the purpose? Where is the purpose? It is not a purpose, it is a purpose. You understand the difference? One is in the water and one is choosing to go in the water, maybe sometimes. But you see, that is your purpose. Without the fins, except by choice. But with that purpose, that is the divinity. That is the divinity that you hold. That is the divinity that is encompassed in your body. And some people might say, well, if I am this sacred being, why have I been diagnosed with an illness? Please note how I stated that. I've been diagnosed with an illness. I don't have it, which is a difference. Understand that sometimes people experience something that will help raise the vibrational frequency of the planet. Help raise the vibrational frequency. They volunteered for that mission. And that could be why, what is his name? Michael J. Fox. Huh? Did he not educate the world on Parkinson's? You see, that is how it works. So understand that just because you're sacred does not mean that there's not an ailment there in some capacity, but you get to decide how you respond to that ailment. You get to decide, is this something that is going to stop you? Or is this something that is not? We have a dear friend that was diagnosed with stage 4 ovarian cancer. The doctor said you need to get your affairs in order, that it is time. How long does she have? We hate it when the doctors say, oh, maybe 6 weeks or 2 months. They do not know. That was many years ago. She is still with us. You see, then when she had a doubt, the cancer came back. When she was gone, it was gone for 2 or 3 years. Then she started rearing up that old anger, which is a symptom of cancer. Rearing up that old energy and not acknowledging it and tucking it back inside and staying in that Zen place as all spiritual teachers are supposed to be, which is ridiculous, We know you're real people and the Zen place is not always there, but you get to come back to it because you're sacred, And then she's done the energy of keeping herself positive. Letting go and healing, doing Reiki and body code and emotion code and any other code she could find. And she went from stage 4 again. Now she is at stage 1. In just a few months. So you see, she is acknowledging her sacredness. That is what we ask you to do. With any illness or not. But acknowledge that sacredness, that intention of what you are doing for yourself. Because when you are doing it for yourself, with, as our dear friend Kryon says, compassionate action spreads. And even when you go to the market, others are affected by your actions. And when you know that you are sacred, when you know that magnificence within you, when you have that acknowledgement that yes, you are a work in progress, and the sacredness may seem to be a warning sacredness sometimes, or that is when the not so Zen place comes in, that is all right. God, the source, gave you all of these emotions. Why wouldn't you use them? Why would you have to keep them in? The key is how you respond to the pile of contrast. Oh, this was on a different message. The people that are listening now may not know what that means. But as you see, then it is how you respond. And if you realize that you are sacred, so what is the solution that is coming from that? What are you learning from that? What do you get the opportunity to step into from that experience? That is where the magic is. That is where the compassion for yourself and all others are. And that then places your soul back into the place of integrity. And that is the key. And then what happens to everything around you? It also has the awareness of going back into integrity. For you see, dearest beings of light, you are the light. Yes? You are the ones we have been waiting for. And it starts wherever you are. You do not have to wait until this happens or that happens, or you get taller or skinnier or fatter or shorter or in a sweetheart relationship or not. It starts right here, right now. Sometimes we draw an arrow on the floor and says, start here. Hotels don't like that, though. So just visualize it. Start, you are here. And then you see arrows going out in any direction. Every direction. Because a step in any direction is the right step. You see, that is what happens when you are sacred, and you know this. When you are the holy ground that you wish to see in others. When the bottoms of your feet are holy ground. Where the top of your head is holy ground. When your arms and legs, if you have arms and legs, are holy ground, and if you don't, the energy is still holy where they were. That is what we want you to understand. Take a deep breath. And again. Better? Yes. You see, sometimes even in the most sacred of information that is connected, you stop to breathe. You stop breathing. You don't stop to breathe. You stop breathing till you to breathe. Or something like that. Stop and breathe, wherever you are. We know for some of you it may be a shock that you are in a human body now. And you have to breathe in and out to survive in this planet. Remember, breathing brings you present. That is what we ask. Stay present. And understand that your presence is a present to all. It is connection. And for that we are grateful. We honor you. We love you. And we bid you namaste.
Greetings, dear ones. I'm Kryon of Magnetic Service. I promised you a second channeling on this Saturday in Austin. It would follow suit with the first one in its theme. And so we'll do that. It's a message we've given before, and an important one. Unless you have been following the multiple channels that we have given over the years, these things are new. And so there are those who have been following and said, well, Kryon, you've given this before, and we're going to give it again. Because there are so many that are just coming across this energy, this message. And some of you are going to relate. The subject is the frustrations of the light worker in the new energy. And again, just for a review, the whole pretense is that past 2012, there's a new paradigm. And the first thing that changes that we talked about is you. And so this is about you. However, what we want to discuss at this moment are those old souls that have been in the work for a long time. It's not uncommon that there would be old souls that have been working the puzzle of light and dark for years. Years before 2012, there have been healers, many of them in the room, There are channels, many of them, in the room and listening, that have been doing their best on the planet to change that which is the consciousness to help those around them. And suddenly, there's a change. And the change is in energy. And let's discuss this. Which energy is it? What kind of energy is it? And we'll say it's raw energy. That's the kind that the old soul depends on. If you are in the category of one who is helping the planet in any way, in the meditation, in the healing, in authoring, those who write, and you've been doing it for many years, we're talking about the raw energy of connection. We've given many messages on connection. So let's talk about what that is. It's elusive. It's intuitive. It's what is taught as innate. It's that connection that you have with the Creator. Let's walk through a scenario. The writer, which is writing books about that beautiful relationship and the compassion with Spirit. Or perhaps they're writing a manual on self-healing. Or even on what it's like to move into an ascension status. All of this requires a connection to Spirit. And in the past energy, those who've been doing this for a long time count on it. And you sit down, and it appears. One of the nice things about being in that energy, and there are those here who have done this, is that the clock stops. That's a metaphor, but it truly feels that way. You seem to have ideas, and you write, and you're blessed, and you come forward with wonderful words and things that would help other people, and suddenly it's tomorrow. And the clock doesn't seem to cooperate. It's going too fast. Healers on this planet have similar kinds of situations, and there are so many of you. And some of you are doing it long distance and meditations, and some of you actually seeing patients. Some of you working with the numbers system or the astrology system. But those who see the patients and those who come and go will feel the connection when the patient walks in the room. The connection is the innate, which says, here is a blessed soul who comes to you to shift their energy. And you do. And the energy shift that you give them allows them to see themselves in a way they never did, and the healing starts. This is what you do. There are so many here and listening who have been doing these kinds of things for so many years. There are some who have been doing it longer than my Kryon. My Kryon. This energy, this Kryon, has even been on the planet channeling. These are the ones I'm talking to. 2012 brought something different. And if you are one of these, a light worker who has been in this energy before 2012, working the puzzle of light and dark, of healing, of writing, of self-help, any of these, the meditation warriors, the prayer warriors, the one who change energy with their thoughts, there's so many of you, because you're old souls. 2012 came about, and you didn't think anything of it. Because the promise was that 2012 would begin a refreshing energy. I use these words so often. Light worker, get ready, for the wind is at your back. Light worker, get ready, because now there are those who will hold your hand and take you forward. You'll be aware of those guides. all manner of things are coming. And then slowly, they didn't. And there are so many of you who are looking around and saying, I don't know how to say this, but I've stopped doing my work. And you would then confide to the one that you would love the most, who would understand, and you'd say, the connection is gone. Suddenly I have writer's block. I can't go further because there's no connection there anymore. It's kind of like a bad joke that I would have all of these gifts and all of these tools, and then we would come to that, the marker, the 2012, the change of consciousness, and it all starts to disappear. So many healers having patients come in and not feeling a thing, going through the motions, actually helping them, but when they leave and the door is shut, there's consternation, there's frustration. Where's the connection? Where is the beautiful connection that I used to count on, that was here year after year after year? The meditation warriors, the ones who meditate for humanity and for transparency and just general help for the planet, you would go into meditation or have groups that would meditate. And suddenly, you're not feeling it anymore. Those things that would make your heart sing and you would swell up with the love of God and the compassion in the room, they seem tempered now. They're not there like they used to be. That's who I'm talking to. Now, I've told you about this before, and it's critical that you truly understand the immensity, the enormity of what's going on. I told you a while back that more light is being poured into this planet, specifically by the nodes of the planet, and we mentioned it before, that it's starting to shift and change not just the energy of consciousness, but the connection. And we said also before that the very connection that you have is starting to be enhanced. We sat before you last week and we told you about the innate and the expansion that's going on. We mentioned to you that it's a brand new energy of connection and that it's intuitive. And if you want to connect, all you have to do is give intent. That's what we told you. Meanwhile, the light workers, the healers, the ones who have been working so many puzzles for so many years before 2012 are saying, well, not for me. What's going on? I want you to think for a moment about vibration, about frequency. Now, vibration and frequency are three-dimensional words that are often used to describe that which is your state of being in enlightenment. And some will say, well, I feel like I'm vibrating at a higher level today. And that would be the metaphor. That's the words that you would use. None of that is accurate. It doesn't matter. That's how you feel. And it's understood by other light workers. And if someone would say, well, how does it feel? You'd say, well, I think it's a higher vibration. I think it's a frequency that I've never been on before. Meanwhile, those who have been doing this for 20 years, 10 years, even 5 years, or before the 2012 shift, even 7 years ago, are saying, not for me. And so if that is you, this is for you, frustrated light worker. Listen to me. In your own terminology, if you've been listening to a radio station that's a certain frequency on your dial, as they used to say, that's been the connection. And when you walked into those rooms, healer, with a patient, Or writer, when you sat down, you tuned to that station. And it was always there. And the beauty of that is the transmission and the reception was on the same frequency. That's how it works. But as you face this new energy, you didn't get to be where the new ones are who are just coming around and learning about intent and connection. You see, they know where the new station is, and you don't. Imagine that station. Beautiful it is. Call it what it is, the compassion of the Creator, the love of God. Call it whatever you want to. A multidimensional station that talks to you and suddenly is not there. What has taken place is beautiful for you and for now. And this is the information. This is the solution. It changed frequency. You didn't. And so you tune to the old station, really not understanding that something has gone on with this planet, with light itself, which is actually moving existence, reality, paradigm of connection. The station changed frequencies. And so the next thing you should know is there's nothing missing. And the next thing you should know is if you retune to the new station, every gift that you have is going to increase. Writer, it's going to start pouring out. Healer, there's going to be too much come in, more than you've ever seen before. This is the promise, but you have got to reconnect. All right, Kryon, how is that done? It's not difficult. You have been doing this work for years. You know what to do. You just haven't done it. Number one, cognize the fact that the station is gone. Number one. Now that's critical. Cognize the fact that the station got higher and you got to go to another frequency. And here's why it's critical. Because human nature comes in. When you lost that connection, what's the first thing you did? Think about it. What did I do wrong? That's what you did. You went right to the dark side of fear, wondering why God did this to you. I'm talking to you. Now that is human nature, as it exists today, not as it will exist someday in the future, but that's what you were taught. If left, you must have done something wrong. That comes from teaching. That comes from your parents. It comes from others who have taught you the mechanics of all these things and the way they work the best they could. But that's not what happened. What happened was that the station got new equipment. And the light started to be turning on. And the reception that you want has gone to another place in you, which is a higher vibrating place, and you've got to match the frequencies. Listen, if this is you, follow these instructions. Dear Spirit, I now realize I've done nothing wrong. There's nothing missing in my life. I am sitting here and poised and ready to go to the next step, to tune metaphorically to that new station, to go to a higher vibration and continue my work. Dear Spirit, I give intent with my intuition to tune to the new station. Oh, I'm delivering chills to my partner because this is what he did some years ago. Some years ago, when he thought he was at the top of the ladder. And in the shower, I asked him if he wanted to go to the next step. And he was so downtrodden when he thought he was at the top. He had to change frequencies. And so do you. And he asked the same question, dripping wet. What do I do? And I said, you have no idea the power of intent. Here it is yet again. Human consciousness with pure intent can accomplish anything. And especially if you're already knowledgeable and have been a light worker and want to go to that next step, to retune to the higher frequency. Dear Spirit, I give intent for it. Allow me to find it. I want the intuition. And then you go to that place where you say, I claim it, it's happening. And you sit down, author, and it's happened. And there it is, the reconnection. And you go, oh my, it's so bright now. There's too many words. Or the healer who doubts themselves because it hasn't worked for a while, who now realizes that they have to redo the connection, and they go through this process of intent, meaning it, understanding it, feeling it, recognizing the sense of it. And then when the patient comes in, it all comes flooding back in. I guarantee you, healer, if you're seeing patients, that next patient who walks in after you have done this will ask why you're weeping. Because you'll say the connection's back. And I can tell you so much that's going to help you. It has to make sense to you that this is what's going on. There's been no issue. There's been no problem. You've done nothing wrong. And there's so much here, but you got to recalibrate. And this recalibration doesn't require you read things, take courses, climb steps, or pay anything. Sit alone and feel the sense of it. Raise your hand and state it. Let this be the time that my innate will take me to the higher frequency, because I was designed for that. That's why I'm here. And for the rest of my life, I'll be connected in a higher way than anything I've had before. And then thank the Creator that it's actually happened. Frustrated? Yes. I just gave you the solution of why you were frustrated and what to do. Especially for those who have worked as light workers way before 2012. I speak to you. Your lineage is shamanic, or you wouldn't be doing this. Even the meditator, your lineage is shamanic. And you have been tuning to these frequencies for lifetimes. And now they start to move, and the light starts to increase. Welcome to a new earth, light worker. And stop being frustrated. There's more, but for now, that's enough. Go from this place different, and you can, with free choice, create the impossible. And so it is.